Who says that?
Marvelous, darling, absolutely marvelous.
All right. Being that it's 7 o'clock, we're gonna call this town board meeting to order. Fire exits are outside of that door at each end of the hall. There's a defibrillator across the hall if one is needed. We will start with a pledge of allegiance to the flag and a moment of silence for all deceased residents of Hampton.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, we will continue with the invocation from Reverend Roberta David from Christ Chapel Wesleyan Church.
Thank you. Thanks once again for the privilege of being here, able to do this. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we do give you thanks for this town. Give you thanks for everyone that lives here and works here, and thank you how you provide for them each and every day. Lord, I just give you thanks for all of the organizations in town that provide for those that are in need, and the churches, how they work together and become unified. Keep them safe each time they go out on run. And I know that times get tired. May you keep them alert. And Lord, that you would just protect them each and every day. Lord, I pray for all of our elected officials. And I pray that as they make decisions for this town, for the ones pray you give them wisdom and courage, give them unity and faith, come together to make decisions for the good of the town. And I pray that it goes into the session. And I pray that the session will be pleasing to the Lord. And thank you provide and how you are always there, each and every day for us. And we do trust you. That's what we know. I ask your blessing on this town, and I pray this in your holy name.
Amen.
That being done,
Thank you.
have a good night.
Yeah.
All right, well, clerk, please call the roll.
Robot,
Here.
Wright,
Here.
Vocal, Yeager,
Here.
Buzz.
Here. We continue the public forum. If there is anybody in the audience who wants to talk to the board, please do so as a board as a whole. I keep it to at least 5 minutes. Is there anybody in the audience who wants to speak? Being that there is no one, we will close the public forum. Requesting town board resolution to approve the regular town board meeting minutes of March 9, 2026.
Robot,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Vocal, Yeager,
Yes.
Buzz.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to approve the payment of bills from their respective funds.
So moved. Second.
Robot,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Vocal, Yeager,
Yes.
Buzz.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to waive the vendor fees for all of the Monroe County departments gathered together by our legislator, Jackie Smith, taking part in Hamlin Junk Jamboree on Saturday, July 18th.
So moved.
Second.
How many departments are they? She's got.
There's like 8 of them.
8.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a few.
She sent an email.
I probably did, which one, she sent a couple.
Well, she's not with a list of everyone that all the.
Right, yeah, that's-
Departments.
okay,
And
yeah.
she didn't get it.
Pretty much anyone I can think
Good. Robot?
of. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Wolfle? Yeah. Jaeger?
Yeah.
Cots?
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to accept a quote from Signs for security camera installation on Charlie Meyer Lodge per the recreation supervisor's recommendation. I just handed that out to you, that's something I just made a copy. We had copies of it before, but I just made you another copy. We discussed it, but I'm not sure they did some extra, I think they did something extra or whatever, the quote changed since last time.
Well, my feeling on that is we should, if we're gonna do cameras in the town hall, that one company should be doing. I might get done a little research with Titan, should we do it in all one resolution?
No, I think it should be, because it's a separate checking account from the other, I think it should be separate resolution.
You think it should be all one company?
Yes. If we're gonna, I don't wanna piecemeal, so you got one company taking care of the lodge, and a different company taking care of the town hall, and a different company taking care of the dog shelter, and, if there's two companies that'll take care of the cameras and the fire alarms, it would be nice to do that with all one.
The
That's
library,
all.
well, the library has something different, right? That's,
They are using Westwood.
What about the court?
I don't know who the court's using, they've had it for years, they got some grant for it years ago, one of those grants that we okay every year.
So there are different contracts for each different building, then you would do a resolution for each
There'd be a
one.
different
If
contract
it's
for
just
each.
one contract for all the buildings, then you just do one resolution.
I would agree. I don't think it's a bad idea to have one company universally. I think it simplifies things.
If you have an issue, it gives you a little bit more clout, and I don't know, if you're buying cameras for the town hall, will that, usually the more you buy, if you bundle it together, does that quote come down in price? That's where I'm at. To me, if we're gonna do something,
It might, but it might not either. Like I say, I'm trying to get the cameras, especially with what just happened over the weekend. I'm trying to get more cameras out there. We are not ready to quote I wanna have them re-quote the camera system for in here. So we are not ready to do the town halls right now, and I wanna get the cameras out there, especially with just happened. We need to talk about that some more later on.
One of the ways that this will talk discussion.
Okay. We can wait till we start discussions.
Just, I mean, I'm going.
No, that's fine, we can wait. All right, we're gonna temporarily,
Because we would have to then have them come out if we're gonna pick that. Because how many deals will- that's-
We don't have any other quotes, right, or do,
no, well, we got 4 or 5 quotes for the town hall. Yes,
but they're not the same.
they're not the same. They didn't quote us apples to apples, which is, I'm trying to get that straightened out so they quote apples to apples. I asked them to give us this, and a few of them didn't give quotes for installation. So we had to go out and do our own installer. I'm trying to get apples to apples for in here. Kaylee has taken care of that out there. She's got apples
Yeah, I
to
got
apples
that.
out there. Our town hall has not yet, so we are not ready yet. All right, we'll go on to number 11 then. I don't know. Well, yeah, let's me read it. We'll talk about this one afterwards. You also have paperwork for this one. But anyways, this is from New York Class, it's yes, New York Class. They are a bank, or they do a bunch of banking around here, and there's some stuff here. I'm gonna read this and then we can discuss it. Whereas New York General Municipal Law, Article 5-G, Section 119-0, empowers municipal corporations, Section 199.N, to include school district, boards of cooperative education services, counties, cities, towns, and villages, and districts, to enter into, amend, cancel, and terminate agreements for the performance among themselves of their respective functions, powers, and duties on a cooperative or contract basis. Whereas the town of Hamlin wishes to invest portions of its available investment funds in cooperation with other corporations and or districts pursuant to the New York Class Municipal Cooperation Agreement amended and restarted as of April 1st, 2023. Whereas the town of Hamlin wishes to satisfy the safety and liquidity needs of their funds, now therefore it is hereby resolved as that Stephen Voss, supervisor of the town of Hamlin, is hereby authorized to participate in the New York Class program under the terms of the New York Class Municipal Cooperation Agreement amended and restored as of August 1st, 2023. No, please everybody look at it. New York Class is a investment firm, and right now Phil and I went in, the councilperson, Councilperson Earl, but I went and looked at them and had an interview with them, or a Zoom meet with them and everything, and they actually have the highest interest rate paid out to, and you can actually put money in and get it out within like a day. You don't have to wait weeks or anything. You can swap funds back. And I mean, the interest rate is substantially higher than what M&T is paying us, or is paying us right now. So we were thinking about putting, you know, so since we have extra money sitting in accounts that are paying about half of what this interest rate is, that we dump maybe like even half of our stuff into, at least for now. I mean, we can always add more or just delete more, whatever, but at least dump half of it into this account and start earning more interest on it. And Bill was there too, so if he wants to add anything.
No, it's, there's a lot of towns using it. I know Hilton County Fire District uses it, Hammond, Morgan Walker uses it. And they take, like when they get their tax money, they put it in New York Class. So that's earning the most interest that you can earn pretty much. And then it's pretty liquid. It's just like transferring funds out of the bank. So, if you need it, you can do it. One of the suggestions, actually the lady that Steve and I talked to, on the Zoom call, she was the finance person for the town of Ogden. She worked for the city of Decatur before that, and now she is the go-to person for this New York Class. So she has a really good understanding of the area and the municipalities that are around here. They've got $20 billion in assets. And there's a lot of people using them. Like I say, I think it's going to double. We'd be making double on our interest. One of the things, Patty Joe, that she brought up that we can do, talking with Megan and that, we figured we would move 4 or 5 accounts over to New York Class, the bigger accounts, to get us going on it, get the program set up. But like as you take in tax money for the school district, you could put that in an account, New York Class, so we could earn interest on that money as you take it in, and then make the check to the school district. So at least,
Yeah,
you know.
well, like I have to do those checks weekly, so there's no limit on how many checks.
Do they talk what they invest in? You know what I'm saying, like?
It's the same as M&T Bank. There's a limit of what you can do legally, so it's not
I mean, what the things are invested in, some type of.
treasury bills, and it's according to New York State regulations.
And they, they do take care of, like, I mean, they take care of like the town of Greece, town of Ogden, town of Clarkson. She named off a whole bunch of them. I think there's Pittsburgh or Penfield or somebody, it was somebody else on that side of town. And so they take care of a lot of large towns also. It's not like they're,
Well, you already vetted it, kind of, the best thing you can do.
How long did they been?
1980. Make our money work a little bit better for us. And we, earlier, Steve and I met with M&T and went over our accounts with them, Megan, and Steve and I, and they raised it a tenth of a point. But they had a different scenario, but it's still, New York Glass is by far better interest than what M&T did. And I think it'll be, as far as from an accounting standpoint, I think it'll be a lot simpler.
Megan, she was in our booth this meeting with us too, so she thought it would
Smoother
be,
transition then.
well, she thought it would be easier too, to work, less complicated to work with. Like, I just signed this, so it's in front of you, but I have not turned this into anybody, so until you guys okay this tonight, it's not in effect. You won't know it.
Motion to accept?
Torba,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Wolfle, Geiger.
Yes.
Dodds.
Yes. Okay. I didn't fill this in yet tonight because for this resolution right now, and maybe we'll talk about it before I read the resolution. You have stuff in front of you that starts with, where is it, some here, the people are all messed up. Like this page right there, so yeah, this thing, everybody can see it. And this is what Mike did for us. I know a lot of you responded, or a few of you responded to this, to what he had said. So, no, go ahead. I'm just gonna explain that this is a quote from Titan for our town hall. That's why I wanted to go over this again. I have not compared this to Westfire yet either here at the town hall. So before we were gonna do that, I wanted to look at it, just see. All right, go ahead, your question.
I was just gonna ask Mike, because I see you did this sheet with all these different departments, and you included the courthouse. Do you know who they currently use, and did you talk to them about changing, or?
I didn't ask them who they have, but I think they have Westfire. I'm pretty certain they have Westfire.
For fire?
Yeah.
Yes, they absolutely do have.
I think
fire.
the only
Signs
places
would be-
that are not Westfire is my department, the town hall. I think that's it. Everybody else is under Westfire. And Westfire is, what I sent you, and I said, you'll notice there's a discrepancy because what I put together was what was verbally told to me for monitoring, and that was not correct. In the contract, it's monthly monitoring, so when you put the numbers together, Westfire is almost $900 cheaper a year in the initial year because they're okay with all the cellular communicators, just one has to be added here at the town hall. They are almost $3,000 cheaper.
But on the second year, though, it's a big difference.
The second year is the balance, is where they're only which is where we would, what we're looking for. We just gotta get the equipment in the right place, but Westfire is the one to go with, price-wise, and we've never had a problem service-wise.
What Mike is saying also too, we're at $49.99 for Titan.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
thought it was yearly, but that's actually monthly, so it's actually should be 600. 600, right there, 599.88.
So Westfire is the better deal.
In Westfire and Titan were the only ones that could do all of your stuff. They can do your security system at the lodge, the security system at the history center. They can do the cameras, and they can do all of the fire systems. Nobody else could do everything if you wanted to bundle everything.
Preferred Titan?
Well, that was because I was going off what he told me verbally,
Okay.
which was not correct.
Okay, so then they have to figure that
Yeah.
out.
So do we have a quote for cameras for Westfire for the town hall?
We do, yes. We'll talk about that at our next meeting. Because I didn't get a chance to compare them right now.
Because we're gonna talk, like you felt, that we're gonna bundle everything all at once.
Right. Would it be better if we wait and bundle everything?
All we're talking about tonight is fire alarms, which is everything bundled.
But they'll do both, correct?
Yeah, but you're still gonna get separate bills.
You're gonna get separate bills because different companies
I
are.
mean, yes, it seems to make sense to have everybody, and I think by, what we've seen with Kaylee's quote, Westfire is not the cheapest. You're gonna have really cheap ones that you don't want, but they are the most reasonable, and the library was the same way. So if precedent stands, then they're probably gonna end up the same way for the town hall, and hopefully they could do everything for us. We have female systems and nobody does anything. They've been installed and there haven't been any problems, so we haven't had a need. But they can pick up our system too. And Titan wanted a monthly fee to be able to remotely log into them to fix something for you. So you're paying monthly for something you may never use.
Where are they based?
Titan is right out of Rochester. But I think Westfire is the way to go. Given the numbers and their history, we've never had a problem. They used to service the highway department.
I just hate Kaylee waiting.
No, I agree. I'm just like trying to think of the overall picture too. In, right now in the lodge is it CE Tech? Who's taking care of the music? Right?
C-Tech get into them, but they're not the ones
They
who.
bought it, like, there's no monthly maintenance with
There's
the
no-
company, but C-Tech can get in and manage it for us, but there's no like.
I1 or something actually owns the cameras. I can't remember the name of the company.
We own the cameras, but it's
I know,
through-
but it's
the
the-
login is through, the I-1.
I1 or something is the ones who some, I'm not sure if the same people who have down on the highway.
That was eyes on.
Eyes on It, that's who did those. Yes, I'm sorry, that's who I'm thinking of. Same people.
Which he doesn't even exist anymore.
So you have cameras right now until we can make a decision.
So that,
Well, like, say, this quote that we're voting on right now is just for fire.
Right.
And it's a separate thing completely from the cameras, so that's what we're gonna vote on is fire protection. Or fire system protection.
But isn't what you're saying is like if we can bundle the cameras and the fire protection with the same company? So we would wanna know the cameras and the fire in,
They can give us a break on the cameras then, that's fine, but I mean, it's two separate contracts.
I don't think it's not gonna change
It's not gonna
this
change.
price. It's just that they can do everything, so it would be uniform. It's not gonna change this price.
right, I understand it's not gonna change the price. But if one of these companies offers both, we may, I mean, I guess these are the only two companies we've had that have them. Westfire also offers cameras.
yes, I
Sounds like that's the
like
route.
the idea of one company doing both.
But like I say, what we're voting on tonight for this is
So would we
fire.
have quotes for the town hall with the cameras with Westfire by the next meeting then?
Yes. So can we pencil in then, with that resolution that I just said signs? Because it's not actually West Fire, it's
Science Building Solutions.
yeah. Shit, signs for right now. Town board resolution to accept the quote from Signs Building Solutions for the inspection and monitoring services provided to the town of Hammond for our fire systems.
So moved.
Robert,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Boco? Yeah. Jaeger?
Yeah.
Best.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution for the following budget transfers. From A 1990.4 contingent to A 7110.20 parks equipment. That is for the, that's another part of the, what do you call it, well, the storage area that the town just built for us. We had taken out of one account, we took it out of the parks account, but actually it's a town building, so it's supposed to come out of the town account. But we can't pay out of that other account, so we had to take it out of the park, we just moving it.
I'm just looking, okay, you tell me what that thing is called.
It's a storage area.
Mezzanine.
Oh, yeah.
Mezzanine?
Mezzanine.
Okay, that's what that is. And then the A 1990.4 contingent to A 6510.4 veteran services for $488.60. That is for the flags that go up and down. We budgeted $1,000 in our one veteran services account for flags, well, the price went up this year on flags, like $7 a flag.
Yeah,
Are we doing them every year? I thought we were doing it every year.
for all four.
Yes, Martin.
And then I got 2 flags ordered for this, because they're bad out here. And they were out
It
there.
was a bad winter.
The storms are the way that they are.
Yeah.
He delivered.
Bill,
Can
you
you
give,
He's been out for years.
Yeah.
Bob, I told Bob that.
Right.
yeah.
We got 'em today.
Okay. He said he was gonna drop them off.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
Robert,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Boco? Yeah. Jaeger?
yeah.
Best.
yes. Is there any, Mike, any other resolution? I mean, we may be making some in here with some of our discussion items, but,
Well, if we could go back to the cameras for the Charlie Meyer watch, you want to do that?
oh, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about the Charlie, what your incident has happened. And okay, we're gonna talk about it a little bit here.
Kaylee, with the cameras, if we use Westfire, that we can still, you can still access that through CTEC as well as monitoring and stuff. That part of that change, right?
So, in talking to Westfire, they were going to, that quote includes adding cameras and using the current system, but they wanted to get the cameras added first and see if it's the system that needed to be replaced, so we weren't set on keeping the box and the system we have. But if they replace it, it's not gonna be with a system that requires a monthly maintenance fee, but they hadn't decided on if it needed to be replaced or not. So there may be an additional fee to that quote, but, they wanted to see if it was more of a user error or if the system was really bad. And after this weekend, we learned that, the system works pretty functionally. We were actually, we were able to use it pretty well this weekend. But it doesn't mean, like Mike brought up, there has been some discussion on whether that system should be used in government, so it's, I'm not an expert on it by any means, I'm going by what these guys are telling me, and they're all salesmen, so.
As far as the monitoring part, it shouldn't make a difference whether Westfire is.
CETech has to monitor regardless, they said they will monitor whatever system we go with, because they have to. They're not too familiar with the one we have now, they've spent a lot of time on it, the
Right.
last few months, so they
Yeah.
learned it, but they said, they will be able to maintain any of the systems that we uploaded.
Mike, can you tell us a little bit about what you found out, where you found out about that?
Well, I think we've all had things, one thing from different, one thousand to one thousand. And he thought, I'm not finding any one, if you even know, it shouldn't be there. He says, if you get $1 of federal money, that's what the mandate says, that it shouldn't be there. The other salesman from the other company did not go that far, he just said that should not be in a public building, which, that's a very gray, definition. So I don't, we're not in a big panic to replace them, but that's just passing along what I heard. And Kaylee's heard the same thing, but it depends who you hear from and what they tell you. What they're kind of putting as the stipulation around it.
And the issue is a record, like
Apparently they were originally embedded with listening equipment, and then the FCC figured it out. They shut them down. The one salesman that gave me the most detail was, he said they're very popular units. He says, you put them everywhere. He said when he worked for a previous company, he says, I installed them all over the place. But he says, they should be replaced. He says they're not active, they can't be used, but that's the original intention. So down the road, the library has one and the lodge has one that could need to be replaced, which like Kaylee says, that one out there may not handle the new cameras anyway, so you need to be replacing it because you need to.
Anything else? Then we're gonna vote on number 10. Requesting town board resolution to accept the quote from Science for security camera installation on the Charlie Meyer Lodge per the recreation supervisor's recommendation.
At the order waiting.
We have two choices, either we go with what this one is, or we have to wait for the West Fire.
It's all West Fire.
That's
It
West
is
Fire.
West Fire,
That is
right?
West
Science.
Fire.
Oh, West Fire.
That's their name, Science.
Okay, gotcha.
Change. Someone's
Second.
Herba,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Volkel, Jaeger, Haas.
Yes. Discussion items. While we're all on West Fire right now and stuff, let's just continue. As all of you know, incident happened this weekend down at the lodge. So I don't have any prices or anything yet. I'm not gonna ask you. Kaylee, Mike, and myself have a meeting,
Monday the 6th.
the 6th, okay, Monday the 6th, with a company to put security cameras inside the building down there. We don't know exactly who want to talk to them, when we put like different kind of door locks on there, key fob or something on the actual doors down there. Like, I mean, St. John's has magnetic door locks, but the security cameras, we maybe want to have a security camera inside and see stuff like over at the History Center. I mean, that sees raindrops coming through the ceiling, it sees spider webs moving in there, because I've gone in those calls and the police coming right behind me. Or going before me, telling me to stay out, and they're going in first. So, I mean, these cameras are good. They'll see if anybody intrudes in the place, and they'll call the police right away. So we're just waiting on, we've set up a meeting, I'm just asking permission to go for this meeting. This, because we probably need to do something sooner than later. With what just happened, we need a better security system in the lab.
The meeting is collaboration with the fire alarm system that needs to be installed because there never was one. security alarm system, and then how the security alarm integrates with the cameras. So we're covering all three pieces with everything done.
No, we don't have prices or any other thing. It's more like letting you know what's going on and stuff, what we need to do.
It seems like we've gone backwards from the security cameras that we, or the cameras that we just quoted. Is that gonna change this quote after you have the meeting?
Well, I think that quote is very variable anyway, because the cameras have to be put in to find out if the system
If the
will
system
work
works,
with the
then you might
cameras.
have to replace the.
Then you might have to replace the box anyway, and then it depends how the security system integrates with the camera, which is why the salesman has to have a meeting and let's put everything on the table that this building needs and get it put together.
And we couldn't schedule to get the cameras up and everything before the 6th right now anyways. I mean, it's good that, what we just okayed was the security cameras on the outside of the building, nothing on the inside. So we couldn't get those up within a week and a half, whatever anyway. So we're gonna talk to this guy, give him the whole picture, security on the inside, and see what that involves and how much, whether the inside system hooks, we don't know if the inside system hooks into that box too. We don't know, but we're gonna find out. We'll probably know by our next town board meeting.
So does the inside security have to integrate with the, aren't they separate? Why are
They may be separate, we don't know, we haven't talked to the city.
We kind of started with Haley getting a quote from outside, and then, when we started looking at all the fire systems, there's no fire system in that building, there should be, there should have been.
Yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
So that gets put on the table. Then in a conversation with Steve, I actually misunderstood him and I told the salesman we're looking for security. And that was not really what Steve was saying to me, but here we are, we need it. So we had already started the process.
You have cameras inside and a daycare.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
And the one salesman knew that for a fact because the daycare that his children go to, you can pay a monthly fee to watch the camera.
So are we putting the cart before the horse doing this quote until, should we wait until after you meet with the salesman to put all that together, put it in one quote?
I think it's all right to do it if we're not, like I said, they're not gonna get it installed before then either. We need the cameras, that, those are just outdoor cameras, we need those cameras. There is no doubt we need those.
We have outdoor cameras there now, but I'm just,
Only on part,
Yeah, but it's not covering.
no, I understand
I
that,
stop.
but I'm just,
Well, yes, and I agree with you, but no matter what you do, it's gonna change anyway. Because when you finish out your camera system, your whole system may not
Well, really what he's saying is that they're gonna get the cameras, but yet, those, we don't know if this whole picture's gonna work together in secret.
right, no matter what we
I mean, we
do,
should wait for to know what you're doing. To make it all work.
yeah, right, but I mean, no matter what we do, if they need a new, one of those, the box to, everything to go into, that will go in with the security camera quote. And everything, but we need those outside cameras, no matter what we do, we need the outside cameras. There is no matter if you go with the security or you don't go with it, we need the outside cameras. And the only thing we don't know about is the box, but we can put that quote in with the security quote.
But the box is the one that's with the FCC regulations, correct?
Right.
I mean, should we just replace it anyway?
I
We're
went
doing
on,
everything, I mean, I feel like.
we can put it in with this, if we talk about security, we'll put it in with that. We can change it out with that. Right now, this is a good quote, the one for right now. That's what you just okayed was outside cameras. That's all you just okayed.
So I think, I understand completely, Bill, I really do. From my understanding is that code is generally just the cameras. We're not changing any of our systems, and the cameras we have and will be purchasing can be integrated with any of the systems. Like all the quotes I've had, we're planning to reuse the cameras we already have. So we're just adding additional cameras.
We're gonna use that no matter what.
So those cameras that we're purchasing will work with whatever system. We haven't purchased the system the cameras are gonna run on. We're gonna do that through this company. So yes, I see your point, and I know what you're trying to get at. My only thing is it's just been months and I just gotta get these
No,
up
and-
there. No, I get it. But I understand exactly what you're saying, but I think you'll feel better knowing that the additional cameras will work with whatever system we're putting. We're not putting in that quote is not in the system, it's essentially the cameras and the installation of those cameras. But all the quotes that I have, we're able to reuse the cameras that we currently have. So I would imagine the new ones they're putting in are the same thing, so they would work with whatever system we go with. I think we've established the system has to be changed.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing right now is just getting more cameras out there. So I
Which I'm not
would
opposed to,
prefer,
it's
I would
just-
prefer to at least get those up and running and on the current system, which may or may not be good. And then hopefully with this meeting, we can decide to
Where
go,
we go.
yes.
How soon are these cameras even gonna be here?
I can call the guy tomorrow, I don't know, they're pretty standard cameras from what I understand, they're interchangeable with every security system that exists, so I would imagine, but I think it could be weeks down the road, and next week is, I know, school week, so getting contractors in and out of that building is an issue.
That might be the issue. They might be able to get the cameras, they might get it in stock. Get
Right.
a contractor out here to install them is another issue.
So,
All right, so I let you know what we're doing there. Security lights on the park poles. Kaylee, you wanna take that one a little bit, give a little background?
So Mike's guys put electricity and the lights on these poles in the parking lot between here and the lodge, I don't really know how to describe it, you know what poles I'm talking about. From Mike's understanding, it'll put in just for events, so they're not on unless we turn them on. I'm not too familiar with the electrical side, that's Mike's thing, so I think there's a switch or something that turns them on the pole. Which I do have access to, I have keys to that, Mike has keys, Steve has keys. But just with the months and months of issues we've had, I would like to put them on timers, so they're on, my staff starts at 5:45 in the morning, and we're out of here by generally 9:00 at night, it's usually earlier, but we have events, programs, things. So I would recommend we put them on timers from 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. I know there's some neighbor complaints, so they don't want them on dusk to dawn. Perfect world would be dusk to dawn, because obviously people still come to the park whether we're not here. But my big thing is my staff safety. We have young kids that work for us. I have an individual that shares a vehicle, so sometimes she's walking from here to there. And, 6 o'clock might not seem dangerous, but in the winter, it's dark between here and there. So I would like them on either dusk to dawn, how they're set up, or on timers from, like I said, 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I think, to me, my 2 cents, I think dusk to dawn, you're gonna have people screaming. Timers, if they're not shining their lights when they're trying to sleep, it's probably gonna be all right.
Well, for us, timers is, it's something we can change if we start getting complaints, and we can.
Right.
Walk or fix it for that,
I've been looking online at timers too, and I don't know, when we haven't, the electrician hasn't done anything yet, or electricians. So you do have to put a timer on each pole, but you can hook it into the cord that goes up to the timer itself. The ones I see online, and they got the reviews on a bunch of different people reviewing it, it's like $60 a timer. So there's 5 poles, it'd be $300 just for the parts. No, you probably need a couple miscellaneous parts to hook them on to the conduit, your things, and we'll make them water. But these are either metal or plastic. They call them pool timers.
Yep.
So they're supposed to be outside, they've got gaskets on them, they are watertight. And if you don't want to, I don't know, I've talked to Kaylee, and we don't know if we're gonna switch the hours of the rental to earlier at night, so maybe we won't need them on as late at night, because we think we're gonna change the rental date to a little bit earlier at night.
I will say that I didn't realize this, but the lodge ones are no longer on a timer. The timer's still hooked up if we want to, but at some point it got turned off and they are on Dusted On, and I am not aware of any complaints. I don't know if anyone else is, but those have been on Dusted On for probably over a year now.
Yeah, when we replaced them, when that, and that was my, not that when those lights were replaced, probably last spring, they were switched to Dusted On, so. Steve's right, we have had complaints, but now you have all the lights in that parking lot, you know, right on the playground, it's on the library, right on Morton, right? Spend the money or test the waters?
To me, I say dust to dawn. It
We
makes
can
more
test the
sense.
waters first, I mean, all that means you just turn the switches
Well,
on.
what is there, there's 5 poles there?
You do every other
Yeah,
pole?
that's what I was wondering, do you have to have every pole on?
They're not,
I don't know.
they're not very big lights, so I think it'd be a stretch to.
There's not much, it'll light it up, yeah, that's the word I was trying to say.
They're not the brightest lights in the park,
That's
so
what I
I would
mean,
actually be
they're not.
surprised if people complain on
So
those
maybe,
versus a lot
yeah,
of
maybe
parking
you
lots.
wouldn't
They'll
hear
work
anything,
right.
so yeah, just turn them on and see what happens, and if we get complaints, we can put timers away.
Okay. We can do that. That's, yeah, we can do that, we can get complaints on the golden timers. I was surprised how cheap the timers were, actually, for being waterproof and everything, so it's not a huge expense either if we have to go that way. Shade structure for the playground.
We did that.
No, we don't have to okay it.
No,
I'm just giving you information about it, that's all.
I thought we already had, I thought we already.
I have not ordered them yet, I'm just giving you information about them.
All right.
Then I'm just waiting for Kaylee, it was like late last summer is when I was gonna order them. So I went,
I know
I-
a little piece.
I wanna go to Kaylee and have her go out there when we get some nicer weather. And it isn't snowing or blowing gale winds and we're gonna measure it again before we order a $10,000 shade structure. We make sure we get the right size, that's all. So we're gonna order them, we're just waiting for some better sunnier day to go out there and measure again.
Do we have things we gotta get done for the rest of that ARPA stuff? That's the biggest thing.
Yes. And we'll ask that we have the quote from the highway for the basketball court yet. So we have that quote. And then we'll have to, I talked to Josh today.
I saw it, and that's what I would like to do. I saw it, and I asked, so yeah, I will have more info on that probably next meeting.
Well, it's not an emergency.
No, I know, but that's what I was.
So we figured out what we want, how much money we're gonna invest in that ARPA money, and sort of, and then I gave them a figure, how much money we'll have left when we do that and do the basketball courts and generator.
Wait, well, I know it's not an emergency, I just wanna say, we've gotten real close with deadlines before, because everything always seems to take longer than what we envisioned. So I think it's better to act sooner with these ARPA funds than later, because I don't wanna get caught with like losing money because.
I don't think it's gonna take that long, I mean, like, it's gonna, and if we got time, we don't have to do it now in March, if we do it next month, it's still time.
I already started quoting mine.
Yeah. We'll have the quotes next month. Generator. Because I am sick and tired of working with what we were doing, and the generator still isn't fixed. And I signed that quote or whatever, December 12th, to have it fixed. Numerous emails and everything, so I hired another company to do it. The same company that does our boiler down in the basement and does the 2 sewer generators for the sewer department. They came in and within like 3 or 4 days of me calling them, they had the parts here and everything fixed. So it's fixed, it's starting up on its own now. It's actually starting up on Monday instead of Wednesday now, so if you're on Monday, he just said it, it's easy to reset what they want. Well, I said, set it for today, don't matter. So,
Did we do a resolution for the first company to fix it?
I called them and got a little quirky with it.
No, I'm just saying, do we have to recant the resolution
Uh,
that we
maybe.
made to pay that other company to go with them to fix it? Did we do a resolution? I feel like we did.
I have to look at it. If we do where we can, we do it our next meeting. I didn't look at the resolution, I did call the other company, and told them don't bother. It's been working on 4 months and you keep railroading me and this thing is broken, I've gone out numerous times, there's screwdriver to smack the thing to get it to work.
So, my question is, when we were talking about this with Carl, the electrician, is the generator, when that sets up for its weekly test, does it actually run a load on it?
No,
Should we be running a load on it to actually do a true test of the generator like he suggested?
yes, we will, when we get them underneath them. Right now, they're not under contract, we're still under contract with other people, I fixed this because we are our contract runs out on June 3rd, I'm sorry. So we've got 2 months, these people have told me, hold off a little bit. Said, you only got 2 months. He said they're not gonna do anything within 2 months. He said, then have us come in and we'll do everything.
Because we also wanted to get the cord hooked up
They'll-
there.
Right. And that's
The
what,
cord is hooked up.
Well, yeah, I
to
know,
this
but
generator.
we don't know if it's working or not.
we don't know if it's working.
Right.
And we don't know exactly, this generator should be load tested to know what it's actually capable of doing.
I actually had a salesman out today, and he went, I had him in the building, he was looking at our fuse boxes, the cords and stuff, and out to the lodge to see with the amount of energy, even without load testing it, that thing's only rated for 25 kW, to see if we are asking it, if this building and the courthouse is asking for more than 25 kW. If it is, that thing is too small. So he's getting, I met the salesman today, and he's gonna find out, even before we do a load test, if that thing won't handle the kW that we need, kilowatts. It's too small without even doing a load test. And then we'll figure out what we do from there. But right now, he's gonna give us some figures, try to figure things out. So we are working on it, to see if we even need a bigger one. And then maybe we'll look for grants or whatever, to see if we can find a grant to get a new one. Since we are Red Cross shelter, maybe we get a grant through that or whatever. HR quotes then.
So we were gonna have the people write their job description, right? And
Yeah, we got the quote for that.
it's the $5,500 one? For 12
For
jobs.
12,
Yes, that counts for 12. The only thing with that is I will say, there's the county website. I don't know how accurate that is compared to what the jobs that we have here are. Because they're the ones that have the testing and the not testing
Right.
category. So, right. So, and then you're talking about 12 to 16 jobs, and then going through that whole thing, printing, going over it, is it actually gonna end up being what we have? You know, I don't know. I don't know enough about that.
well, I guess we need more, for this one, I know we can go on the computer and get the county or the state job description.
Right.
And myself and our highway superintendent have done this ourselves. We've changed our own job descriptions. You have to fill out, I actually brought the paper, which you've seen before. You have to fill out these sheets, and it's all percentage of each job description, of each thing that we do, a percentage, you have to fill out these 2 pages. And then you have to, oh, where did I put that?
we have to make a diagram, was a highway one, that must be the last one we changed. You have to do like a chart like this and put like, this would be highway, town residents in the top one,
The organizational.
organizational chart, thank you, Joel. So you gotta do that, then you gotta write at least a one-page letter or a half a page letter of justification. But then you gotta send it to the county, and they may not even accept it. And I guess, but we've done this and it's free of charge to do this. Mike and I have both done it.
It's like you said, and Rick, you and I talked
Yeah.
about that, sometimes it takes a couple tries, because they send it back and they send, we got this, and you figure out how to reword it, because whether they like it or not, that's what the person does.
Right.
But I guess that's what I don't know, and this thing doesn't describe it. I mean, we need more information, I would say. I mean,
Well,
are they gonna come out and talk to the people for the job
Yeah, how are they gonna
descriptions?
get all their information?
Are they just gonna take it from the county or state, or are they coming out to talk to the individuals here at our town hall?
No, but if you read it, they're not held responsible for anything, there's no liability.
I saw that too.
It could be a horrible job description, they're not taking responsibility.
Does this, and I guess there's two questions I have with this one. Are they coming out to talk to our people to see what the job description actually is compared to the state or the county? Because a lot of descriptions down at the highway department, we go off the state, and actually it describes the job pretty good. Up here is more county. And then, I guess, we have to send it through Monroe County through civil service. It's Monroe County Civil Service. Whenever we change it or make adjustments, they don't say, is that part of this price? Do they send it through civil service, or they just writing it up and then, okay, now you guys send it through civil service?
Service figures writing it up as usual.
Yeah, so I guess there's questions that I don't know.
Well, what we've done in the past, then, when that comes back from the county and they're satisfied, that then meets certified payroll
Yes.
requirements.
Yes,
So that's another.
and that's it. We can't certify the payroll until this stuff is done right. So I guess, I'm not hollering that much about it, but I guess I think it's expensive when we can do it for fairly cheap, but I mean, I also would like more information.
Rick, do you know, do they do this, have they done this, or do they do this for other municipalities?
Yeah, that much I know. There's like, I have a whole booklet on what they do, what they can't do and stuff.
So they have a general idea from working with other towns on
Yeah.
what town job descriptions are in general. I mean, I don't think any.
They do this like all the
Yeah,
time, but, you know, again, like what Steve's saying, but, you know.
And this is from Monroe County for job specifications. This is actually from civil service. I'll read it to you. It is very difficult for one spec to reflect the exact job duties of every person who holds that position amongst the entire county. That is why language such as does related work as required is included and encompasses other job duties that may not be specifically listed. That's why whenever you do one of these job things for the county, it always says up top, this list of duties may not be the entire thing that this person does for a job or whatever. Because it's really difficult to list every single thing they do.
So somebody would have to take the time, probably sit for a couple of days, going to the website, print out each job description for whatever deputy, town clerk, whatever that job is. Match it up to what we have and then submit it and then wait for it to come back and all that.
Right, I agree.
Who's gonna do that? That's it.
Is that part of this? Are they gonna do that? I don't know, it doesn't say.
It doesn't say, and I would assume that.
Probably ask them.
Right, that's what I mean.
Write
We-
them a big fat
more-
check for $5,500.
More information, absolutely.
Is the root problem here that our current job descriptions aren't accurate, they need to be revised, we don't have them, what's
A little bit of both, all the above.
A little bit of both, yes.
Yeah.
For some like new positions, and like Josh is a new position, so we don't have one for that, so we get to create one for that.
So I went to our job descriptions that we have, Some of them are so old, they're on that old printing paper that's got the yellow with the, yeah, they're 20 years old of what we
Are
have.
they completely not accurate?
I've
Or are
read 'em
Some
and-
things don't change, like the town clerk.
Yes, there's
job
some that
duties
are
doesn't
like
really
that.
change.
I mean,
Like in
there's more
20 years, it
duties.
might not change that much, so it might
That's not
just
a
be
long time,
fine.
20 years is not really long.
We may not have to do everybody here. You may not have to do 12 of them. We were, that just.
But somebody's gonna have to take that folder that's like this and read through it all. That's the thing, is who's gonna sit here every day and do that?
Well, you're retired.
Well, weren't we I was under the impression like Kaylee and Josh, you guys were working on your own,
Yes,
correct?
Kaylee
My
wrote it
partner
on,
and-
yes.
yeah.
Right.
I like that.
So why couldn't we take the one that's for the town clerk and the old 20-year-old paper and give it to Patty Jo and have her look at it and tell us? That's who's gonna do it, people in the jobs, like,
Yeah.
who know what they're doing, and they can tell us like
But
this is
for Patty
accurate,
Jo,
or-
But it needs to go through the county if we're gonna do it that way, we gotta do it through the county.
Well, you have to go through the county anyway, I think.
I know,
with that.
right.
No matter what we have to do.
Yeah.
I guess, it sounds like we need to know what the process is.
We do, we need more information. Before you can say yay or nay, we need more
The
information.
whole thing is with them, when we hired them initially, I thought they did all this stuff. That was a big sales pitch to us that they were gonna.
They do some, like even with the handbook, they give you, and that, we'll talk about the handbook next. But they give you updates. You can ask them questions, like we call them up and we can ask them questions, and that's fine. But for them to do a job for us, we get charged. But if we have
It's
HR
more
questions
cut
or
and
whatever.
dry with what we need to have them do. And that's feedback, it's like whoever, me, Steve, or whatever, is gonna be involved in the Zoom meeting with that. So they'll go by, category of each, segment of the handbook.
Would they decrease this? This is for up to 12, say we needed 6, would it be after?
So there's
If it said
also,
for up to
there's
6?
also like, there's more,
One for each one, right?
Oh, my
if
God.
you go past,
Like, yeah.
if you go past 12, it's $485 per job description.
No, I'm saying if we go under 12, like what if we need 5?
When
You're
you
not
pay
gonna charge us.
485 for what? For the job description.
You know, I don't know.
No, that
It
is
doesn't really
above
say that.
12.
You
That's
st-
if you go above 12, they're each 485. I'm just saying this quote is for up to 12. We only need 5. Could it be? instead of
We don't know.
6?
That's something we need to
Like
ask.
I
them.
would, like if we don't need 12, this is something we could probably do. I think, but
That's something you're.
I counted what was in the book, and that's where I came up with that number.
12.
Yeah.
But like we just said, like maybe one, I don't mean to pick on you guys, but like maybe like one department, like the town clerk's office.
Assessor, I would think it's
Yeah, I
pretty cut and
don't,
dry.
that's
Right.
your job description, I hasn't changed much.
That's
I
pretty
don't know.
much set, that one's, I think, is pretty much set by the state anyways. That's not even one of the county, that's, I don't even believe that's civil service. That's set by the state.
So we would need one for a new position in rec.
Mine is nowhere near right.
So
Mine has
2
4 things
for rec.
listed. So if I can do just 4 things, sign me up.
The stuff that we have is like,
Well, that's
Some
why
of the couple
writing
of
your own
pages
is
have,
really
like,
a lot.
I turned it in a
12
few months
lines
ago.
Right, that's what I'm saying, so that's.
But all I did was job duties. I didn't do my description. I don't think I should be writing my description. I gave you a list of duties
Right.
and then that's up to whomever's
Your,
job that
your
would be
job
to turn it
description
into.
would be probably shorter than the 4 pages.
Correct, right, but
Right.
We gotta
I just
condense
told
it.
you
No,
what I
know it.
do and then you guys turn it into a job description.
Job description.
So that's what they
Which
would,
wouldn't list all of that. That
what
would
else
be-
do you want me to
and
find out?
that's what they would do,
about
we'd give them like.
I guess that's it, those 3 things.
Well, I
Like,
got
we have to
2
determine,
here.
like Rick said, who's doing that,
Just
who's
basically,
taking the duties.
let's try to
from
write
the
it
What
job.
happens if you go less than 12?
Okay, I got that. What was
Do
on?
they submit all this to?
Yeah, do they-
our social
right, do they
service?
submit
Do
it?
they do all that piece for us? No.
You know, they gotta like take Kelly's job description, put it into a job.
Whomever the,
And then do they just do this from the county? You probably got that, do they come out and talk to each one personally?
For each job description.
For each job, do they come out, sit down and see where they
She's
just?
done it.
But I think that's the difference between duties and description. I think a job description is a pretty
Yeah.
brief,
Summarize.
very
General.
brevity is better with a job description, and then if you want to outline job duties for someone, that's different. But a job description is a pretty vague, like this is
Right,
your,
with repair.
this
right,
is the, I don't even know if it would be that much, but I mean. and
For
then
civil
the-
service, you have to put in the percentages, I think that's the big thing.
Yes.
And just because that's what I did in Parkson, so like, in mine, I'm gonna give you an example, like, it doesn't mention events at all, and I would think that would be a percentage of my job at this point, right? Like, so that's why I typed up, literally, it was Word vomit, 4 pages of everything I do, and then somebody has to decide what percentage is at each thing. Like, the big thing for them is, yes, it's just breaks down into however many job, I don't know what you put in the description, but whatever your percentage of the job is, so like, some of it is like personnel and payroll, and some of it is this, and it,
Well,
mine
like-
literally only has 4 things listed, and it's basically 25, 25, 25, 25, it was like the most vague description, but there's a lot of things that are missing, like, it doesn't talk about budgets and events and things like that, which I think are important to my job.
I don't think there's anything in there about budgets, I didn't see anything.
But that's something, I think there's like 8 categories you can do, percentages.
And then there's-
Something like that, I mean, you have to break it
I couldn't think
down.
of what the word was.
Well, it sounded also says, from like
So
your,
submitting to the
that's
county.
why as a supervisor, right?
I
So
mean,
you
it's
put in
other
a
thing.
Are
fiscal
they gonna ask
responsibility. it
people
raises
what their
the
job
director
duties
of
are?
the county. It's a different, I just know that because when we were doing, like
Yeah,
for us.
technically, we all know my job is not a rec supervisor. If I went anywhere else as a rec supervisor, there'd be about 5 people above me. But,
Well, I mean, that's, right. So if you have fiscal responsibility and other things that they can work with, you really have to, I think, it's like a director.
So Rick's gonna ask questions or whatever, he's writing notes down.
Thanks.
6 figures.
The other one, there was a lot of.
I know, I'm sure.
Just to get where I had.
Thank you for working.
For our handbook, the other one, it's 4,400, this is, we got questions too before we even.
Right.
It said the one time is 4,400 to print it, and I'm not fighting, for them to, they did it years ago and to write it up, I think it was closing up on $3,000, 16 years ago or whatever it was. So to write it up now for 44, a new handbook is probably not bad. I'm not fighting that price at all. But I don't know, but if they, from this, it reads, and I talked to Rick about this, and he's not sure either, so it's more questions. That they'll give us the initial one for 4,400. And then we do revisions or whatever, and then they'll give us another one if they have to rewrite it, which they would if we did any, if we did any changes, for another $700 per draft. And then it's like, we'll result in a fee of $100 per hour to complete handbook projects and send them, that would be one I wanted. Additional in-person meetings. Oh, there it is, below the 6,600.
Yeah, if they do.
Policies beyond those included HR's database.
Additional
Client specific,
drafts.
will be billed at $100 per policy if we change a policy. So is that, I don't,
That's like
that's,
if we just changed it like right now, we went, and we had them reprint one of the policies after we already have it. That's-
but it's $100
It's
per
$100,
policy,
Yeah,
so we change 10 policies.
but that could be,
$1,000.
I mean, I don't know, when was the last time we even changed anything in there? You know,
No, I know it, but
stuff we added, but, yeah.
There's some things we probably need to clarify and stuff in there. I don't think it's,
Everything is done by Zoom, but from what she had told me, so,
I don't see why you could
what's that?
do it by Zoom. I
Yeah,
don't see why
that's
you
what they
did.
said, so.
I don't see why you couldn't, I don't see why you would need it in person. But there's some things in there I don't really understand, I think we need to get questions on. And then like you say like, where our lunch break policy, there's a few in one, say like it's a 4.1 or whatever. And, but there's 3 different things we change in 4.1. So is that, since it's one policy, is that,
Well, no, that would only be changed after we get this printed.
I know it, I agree, I understand what you're saying, but say I change after we get this initial thing.
Oh, if you change it.
And then we're gonna change stuff, because the book is wrong. They're not gonna know what we want until we tell them. So, and no, say like it's 4.1, but there's 3 different things we're changing in 4.1. is that just $100?
When the
Or
fiscal-
is that three different things at $300?
But you're gonna get the book already in a section, right? The whole book's gonna be printed, but you're gonna be going over all the sections
Correct.
correct by Zoom. So
Correct.
you're not gonna change anything except for whatever you need at the time.
So, no, it's Steve's saying when you do the corrections,
They're
if you're
just-
changing three things in one section, are they gonna change $100 just for the section, or are they gonna charge $100 each change?
I don't think that's what this is saying.
Oh, I don't know, cause I
No,
don't see what it
They're not
says.
gonna change, we won't have to pay for any changes until after this book is already done
Printed.
and printed.
The final
Then if
draft.
then if we go and make a change,
They're talking about policy changes after the final draft.
yes. Because that's where it says, second, third.
So additional drafts, third and fourth, will be
Right.
done at $6.95 per draft. So they
Right.
do it, they send it back to us, we mark it all up, they do a second draft based on what we corrected. But that's all part of the cost. Then they
Right.
send it back to us and then we're like, oh, no,
Oh,
we
we
changed our mind,
forgot
we wanna
this
change
part
it
and we
again,
needed to
forgot
add
we did
that.
that. And that draft is $695 extra.
Well, that's what I guess, what I said a month or two ago, I know it took a few months to get this information because they're not, it's slow, I know. Dealing with other stuff, I know it's slow.
And who's gonna read all these drafts?
No, but I mean, do you do the, wouldn't it make, yeah, but wouldn't it make more sense to see what you wanna get in the book changed first and then give it to them and do one? Or, cause it sounds like what they're saying, and maybe I'm wrong. It sounds like they're gonna do the book and add on all the state regulated stuff, which there's probably additions from the state and the feds. That we don't have in our book.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna give it to us and then we're gonna make changes, or do we try to make the changes before?
Is this for
Well,
this?
no, you might not be able to make that change if it's not a state regulated thing, so I would think it's a state.
Is this just for these guys here, these
Regulations.
6 or 7 people, for these guys?
No, it's for everybody,
Or
all
is it
the
for my
employees.
people too?
Yeah, but this,
Everybody.
there's
That's
six,
everybody is in there.
yeah, no, this is for everybody, this is the handbook, this is for everybody who works in
I'm
the
just
town.
saying, because there's, it seems like you're.
This is all, no, but this is library, this encompasses the library, the court.
This has everybody in
Everything.
there.
Yeah,
Every town vote.
Mhm.
yes, you're right. I don't know,
And then plus you're only getting billed if you have to have it in person as well, so.
Well, I guess a question would be, if we sent them our handbook first, with anything that we already know we wanna change, we already made.
I already talked to them about all that, but, so, they're gonna do the draft.
Based on our current handbook, or?
What we
based-
have, because they did this one before,
Right,
so they already know what this is.
so they're gonna, without any changes, they're gonna do a draft,
Right.
and then we make the changes, and then then we're gonna need at least
I'm sure some of
one
the
more.
stuff they'll already have to get in there is gonna change to whatever regulations are now, compared to what that was. You know.
But wouldn't you wanna send in your,
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
the changes that you think you wanna make now, before they do their first draft, so they can make those changes if
Part of
they're,
their first
Yeah.
draft.
as part of their first draft.
I
Then
can
we're
make
not
some-
paying them
I
another
don't
$695.
exactly, because I was on the phone so many different times with them, I was like losing my mind.
And part of that here, it says, projects extending beyond 6 months from the date of signature will result in fees of $100 per hour to complete the project. So you wanna, I would say you want a pretty good idea of what you wanna see first before you sign this,
Right,
and then send it all in.
that's kind of what I'm saying too, I mean, I would think you'd wanna do that. And it may not be perfect when we send it back, maybe, like you said, you'll go and say, oh, dang, I should have done that, I should have changed
You
that.
know, the thing is the stuff I have in here that should be changed is just based off of my opinion, it's, I know Steve had stuff. in there, so-
We all need to maybe have,
So
we
should
all
do
need
a
to get
workshop.
together.
Well, it
Go
should be,
over
it should be
before
done in a
we sign
workshop.
the contract.
Yes,
Before you go through.
absolutely. We should have a workshop, yeah, because it's a town board that does this, and we should have our attorney there too, just make sure. Yeah.
Well, we pay you for that, for the workshop.
Oh, do you? I don't think that's in the contract, my friend.
We should add those things in the contract.
There you go, we'll add that in the
Job
handbook.
description, add it into her
I
job
think we,
description.
I think we
Workshop.
could increase
Well,
the
that's just
contract.
part of the duties.
Oh, is that just part of the duty? Okay.
Including but not limited to.
No, but we should have a work, I agree, we should have like a workshop. Absolutely.
Just, because that's gonna take a while just to do the info on the workshop.
Well, if we can just do it for right now between the town board, because actually, you know, for the workshop.
So let's do a workshop, mark it up, send them that, and say, these are the changes we know we wanna make, can you incorporate these into your first draft, along with any other
So-
state regulated.
They're not gonna do anything until we say that they can go ahead and do it.
Correct.
Right. Absolutely.
They're gonna want something in front. You know,
But you guys should be a workshop first.
Correct.
Right.
Get all your changes together, then
Right.
say to them,
But,
let's get this done.
but ask them that question before we do it all in that direction. Say, hey, we want to do a workshop first with a bunch of changes and then send it to you with our handbook. And is that gonna, I mean, like I said, 4,400 probably for redoing this handbook ain't a bad price. For if they're just, you know, if they're doing it the one time, it's,
You've gotta make sure it's 4,400, but as I read it, I see that going up
oh,
to.
I can see it going up too.
64 at $100 an hour,
Yes.
$6.95 a draft.
Again, we need more answers again.
I have no idea
Yes.
what the process was when this one here got done with them. You know, because it's 2016.
And do we have virtual HR support services already, or already contracted?
Yes.
Because we're already
Yes,
paying them
yes.
already, right, for something.
Yeah, that virtual, yeah, that's what we pay for, yes.
I would ask them too, what they charge for, are they gonna charge you for every phone call you make, or questions that you
I've
answer?
already, they haven't charged us anything, that I
Okay.
know of.
They're not
I mean,
supposed to, that's what that 1995 is.
Yeah,
supposed to
phone
be.
calls, no phone call charges, nothing I've done up to this point.
I'm just wondering what this $100 an hour extra is for. You know, are they gonna be charging you because you're emailing them, things like that?
Well, that's, if we okay them to do, that's a from what they've told me, that's a project.
Yeah.
And then they start charging for the project.
Okay.
We got unlimited, we can call up unlimited to just ask them a question.
But you're right, because it does say during the employee handbook development process, additional
Yes.
in-person meetings for policy development and overview will be held at
Yes.
Hey, in
Yes.
person, if they have to come out here,
So it's not like on the phone
yeah,
or
it's not a
virtually, they
Zoom.
don't think virtual's in person.
Yeah.
Argument. Person virtually.
Yeah, no, there's no, the Zoom is,
Okay.
So we have questions we need to ask for them too. That's okay, you know.
We gotta follow it.
We got our,
This is the other part.
we'll move up, we just gotta move ahead. We'll get those answers. Change structure, handbook, job description, generator, security lights, and securities, yeah.
You don't, that's your.
That's all that I have. Besides, I mean,
You have the results of the audit.
yes, we just got it. I have not, the final copy I haven't read yet. We just got it late last week, the final copy. We had a preliminary copy before, but we just got the final.
Did they come out, I know yesterday they come out and.
We could try to have them come out. I can get you a copy of what they found out.
They usually would do like a summary or something.
Right, they do, yeah. I'll get that copy to you. They said it was just last week. Kaylee's still going over it too, because we gotta send it to the state. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I don't mean Kaylee. I saw you shaking your head, I was wondering
Your
why.
job description.
No.
Not happening.
Megan's, no,
They've done that, administrative.
Megan's working on it because we have to send it into the state for SLF. There's 5 letters, whatever.
Any news on where we stand?
It's supposed to be done this week. Part of the ceiling's up already. You've got the outside edge of it is up, the walls are all painted. Yes, I was over there today. I like the tile. I like that ceiling tile, it's gonna look like. The walls look a lot cleaner, it looks a lot brighter in
So
Sure.
I popped
Sure.
in, they had started the painting when I popped in last week, and I like the colors. It's a little more mauve than what I thought.
there. I know your phone didn't do that color justice.
No, it didn't, but I
No.
actually like it. I think it's kind of,
It's not bad, I was over today
yeah.
and I looked at it, I go, that's not bad.
It's a comfortable kind of a worn,
Yeah.
it almost is like a antique.
But no, the ceiling tiles, those little 1 foot square things or 2 foot things, whatever they are, 2 foot maybe, they look nice. They just got the outside edges done, they should be finishing up right. Then Dave will come in there and mop the floor and put like a linseed oil down on it, then we can move it back in.
Yeah, we're gonna meet, I think next week of the phone, as we committee to come up with a plan for what we wanna do in there after putting everything back together, as far as like changing displays, or what we're gonna keep the same, or how to organize.
Nope, it's getting close, real close. And then that would be the last of the ARPA money from way back. We tell her that from time to time.
And I talked to one last time, I talked to Dave Maynard, and he was wondering if we could really like try to work on the grant for the dog shelter. And, yes,
You need a
we
grant
do.
writer. We have a grant writer yet for that, or? Yeah, that's great.
What's that?
A grant writer, we have to have a grant writer.
We got one.
Who is it?
It's Red Bud Solutions is the name of it.
So what do we need to do some things to like move it along, or?
We missed the one for this
I know.
year.
That's why he's concerned, he's like, we can't mess another one.
I know, he gets way too nervous.
But,
There's an architect already working on the drawing, and she will be working on the drafting of the grant.
They only give money if we get the grant, right?
Yes, they only give us money if we get the grant, yes.
the main concern for Dave is that there's so many new mandates, we need this money to make these changes, or it's not,
Right.
we can't. We'll keep getting cited and stuff. We need to help with that.
I just talked to him this week, actually, and because she sent me a thing about other grants that are coming out, showed me a couple of recreation grants are coming out. So I gave Haley, or Josh, that information today. No town hall grants.
Our town hall
Do we pay Red Bud regardless of?
Now the generator works.
The holy.
I haven't paid her a penny yet, she's been working for me for almost a year.
I like the old feel.
I told her I wanted to have it that she got part of the grant. I can ask her that.
I know our old,
We pay them for so much when we got the grant.
right,
Just like when we did the library,
right.
or that we had the library grant, or the, yes. Well, just like we did MRV, that was 6,000, we did the grant for us. I will ask her that tomorrow, so far she hasn't charged us a penny. They've been out here twice, and I've been out there in Robin Court once to do that.
MRV group, I read in the last meeting minutes, they actually for the dog shelter only built up to back down.
It'll be accepted. Yep. Unless I missed something, I looked up, I went through all of last year's, and that's what it was. Now, like I said, they billed us 3 different times for the bricks grant, it's called bricks. That was thousands of dollars. I got 3 names, Elmer Davis, Upstate, and another person. I
I have not called them yet. They said it's just, I'll call them here shortly. I was waiting for it to get rid of this winter weather.
Yeah, just to get on the list. I'm
Right.
sure they're not gonna come out the next day or anything.
Right,
but
no,
just to
I
get
get
on
it.
the wait list.
Yeah, there's three of them, we'll have to get 3 quotes or whatever, it was, so I got 3 different companies to call.
Just for an inspection?
Well, I don't know for an inspection, but if they, you know, they give a good quote. 2 of the companies are very good, I don't know so much about the other company, but 2 of Elmer Davis and Upstate are very good roofing companies, they do nothing but commercial roofs. All over the city, the churches and everything, I mean, you know.
Oh, they're coming out, so we have to look at that roof on the. Different type of roof, different roofing project.
Different, I mean,
Okay.
definitely different roofing, these are flat.
Right. Not to inspect it, I know, we don't want to, you
Right,
know,
right.
that would go, I'm saying,
Right.
like, well,
No, we'll get that done.
Maybe the Amish.
They throw them up like
Yeah.
nothing, man, they're like quick.
Yeah, it might be, it may not be,
They'll be there forever.
may not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Barring no further business, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor? Opposed, motion carried.
Yeah, this town hall is fine, really.
Oh, you like the
I'm not even engaging in
wall
this
underneath
conversation.
them? 'Cause
My doctor